Up at bat, we have another quick one. Campbell Brandt, number 6. A tough foul ball. Ran an attempt to quickly get it by the catcher, but Campbell's coming back. Looked like a failed bunt attempt. Just a little too high. The contact wasn't quite right. And a reach for Campbell gives him his 3rd strike, making that 2 outs for the Crusaders as Cade Wisher still stands on second base. Back to the top of the lineup, we have Keller McCarthy coming up. Keller struck out in the first inning, so hopefully it's a different story this time.
Yeah, with his experience, though, that should be pretty easy to manage.
Keller will be attending OSU next year, not to play baseball, but just to continue his academics, and I think he's pretty excited about that. The second ball for Keller. He's a very patient hitter. He's just waiting on his perfect pitch to hit it out of the park.
Yeah, looking to make clean contact on the ball.
It's nice to see that. He never jumps it. But there brings his first strike, just outside. We got a foul for Keller, making his count 2-2. Cade tried to steal third, but is walking back to second after that foul ball. You got a conference at the plate between the umpire and the Wilson coaches. Probably questioning the play, but
Here we have a 2-2 count.
2-2, 2 down, 1 runner on second. Stares down for the sign, the line, the set, and the pitch.
That pitch a little way high.
yeah,
Got away from him.
that was outside the box for sure.
Yeah.
Just over Keller's head. It's a good thing it didn't hit him. They've been trained to not take it. That could have been a nasty concussion.
There's the walk. Kelly gets to go to first. Cade.
And a dropped ball allows Cade Wisher to steal third.
Yep.
Great base running once again on his part.
Yeah, we saw him get the bunt to first and then stealing second and now getting to third. Slowly making his way. but with 2 outs now, relying on Kevin Blair to bring him home.
Yeah, so we got Cade Wisher at third, Keller McCarthy at first, and up next is Kevin Blair, one of the stronger hitters for the Crusaders, coming in with a nice batting average. The only one with a country song for his walk-up, so that's interesting.
There's a clean hit. Cade making it home.
Clean hit to the shortstop, just far enough for Kevin to run to first. We get another run from Cade Wisher, making the score 2-0. Good way to go.
Yeah, displaying that batting average that we were talking about.
Yeah, now we have number 12, the sophomore, Sean Murphy. He's been playing first base pretty recently, and it's been looking good. He's been benefiting to the team, definitely.
Yeah, part of the future of this team. Still an underclassman. Looking to make an impact.
I believe he's the only underclassman in the infield, or just on the field in their defensive position, so
Yeah, he is.
it's probably a lot to look up to for him.
Yeah,
But
fellow sophomore.
this is a great team with a lot of chemistry, so he's learning from a good bunch of guys. But that'll all change in pretty soon here by next season, because there are nine guys who are graduating this year, which is quite a bit. So majority of them being starters. So the team dynamic will definitely change. We still got strong players like Kevin Blair and Mick Abel, who we got another year with. So
Yeah, but between the senior and junior class, that makes up a lot of the team. So trying to make the most of what they have right now.
another foul ball for Sean Murphy, making his count 2-2. The pressure's on for him. We got 2 out, the Crusaders, and 2 guys on base. So all he wants is to hit it straight. Did a nice pitch right down the middle, but once again, Sean just gets a piece of it, so he might need to realign his stance or something. To chopped foul right above his head.
And yet another foul ball.
And Sean takes another pitch, yeah. Oh, that was an interesting call.
Yeah,
Looked a little outside to me, but the umpire called it strike. So
yeah. Finally, the last strike that Tavares was looking for. And looking out into the crowd, I see our very own Owen McDonough out here
yes,
supporting Jesuit
good to see some
baseball.
JCTV representatives.
Broadcasted a couple games with him.
Yeah. So that closes out the second inning, leaving 2 runners left on base, and Mick Abel is back at it again, pitching for the 3rd inning. It's good to see. What?
third baseman number 33, Zach Nagy.
Here we have at plate number 33, the third baseman, Zach Nagy.
That's all they get. College. They wanted guys ready again. So 2 of those will make it.
Mick having such a fluid motion on his pitch.
Throw strikes.
1-1 count.
3 strikes. Strike, sit. Strike, sit.
That one very inside.
You can always say you got 3 shakes and make it. He's ready to throw the next fastball.
Mick's just taking a second to toss some pitches to Joe Angeli, get back in his rhythm.
Full count.
That is the fourth ball for Zach Nagy. So we see number 1, Thomas Reynolds, coming up, and he is the bottom of the batting order for Wilson, which is interesting to see considering Jesuit has gone through their lineup, won in about a half times just in 2 innings, and Wilson just now reaches it in their third. It's a good testament to Mick's pitching and that he doesn't need to see a lot of batters to close it out.
Yeah, exactly, Hannah. And it keeps the whole team fresh out on defense.
Yeah, they look alive.
Not having to waste too much energy on, yeah.
Exactly. It's probably a treat for them
For sure.
when Mick is up. A ball for Mick Abel, making the count 2-1.
Wilson at second base. Oh yeah, no, much improved this year.
It's another ball, 2-2.
Really his bat and his pitching he really jumped up. They're both juniors. Yeah, Nick was all Metro pitcher.
And there's a first out of the inning.
Giving him the strikeout.
Trojans, the right fielder number 12, Zach Lewis.
Back to the top of their lineup, we got number 12, Zach Lewis.
Stephen got second team, and then my son got honorable mention.
Third batter we see.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, it was pretty sweet. I was stunned. But
Today at the assembly, Wyatt was mentioning earlier, the baseball team was named the Team of the Month for the Metro League by Les Schwab Tire Center for their service and excellent academic performance throughout the year. So that was nice to see from our Crusaders.
Yeah, getting it done, both academically and athletically.
Yeah, I believe it was a average GPA of 3.52, which is pretty impressive.
Yep.
And they did some service work with the Miracle League, which worked with people experiencing disabilities and gives them an opportunity to play baseball. So it's great to see from our guys.
A lot of good things being done from the baseball team.
It's another strikeout by number 12, Zach Lewis, leaving Mick with 2 outs and 1 person left on base.
Yeah, Mick pretty fired up about that last out.
Yeah, it's probably some good momentum for him.
Yeah.
After that first walk, it just to feel a little better.
Yep.
Got a foul ball by 21. Tyson Davidson.
You take the 2 out? Would I be on your team? Would I make it? Or am I one of those game time decisions? It depends on how I was able to mold you around. No. I thought that was last year.
Yeah,
A nice hit from Wilson.
Will Spitznagel not quite making that grab.
That's actually Ethan Wilson out there, the second baseman. Just
But Will Spitznagel was
Oh,
the
yeah,
one
yeah,
who
yeah.
was trying to make the catch there.
yeah, it was a tough call, the base running, but they gave it to the runner, so there's still 2 outs for Jesuit and 2 guys on base now for Wilson.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That was worthy of it.
It's a nice hit, though. It's the kind of power hit they need at this point in the game.
Yeah, they need a little push from one of their guys to get their team going.
Mm-hmm. Crack this game open.
That was a hell of a play. Just to get to it. It was smoked. Yeah. That was right over the plate. The plate is the chalk line. It's not that thing white that's in between.
A low pitch by Mick, making the count
Yeah.
1-1.
Everyone else in the world told the plate that isn't what we call strikes. It's this.
Second strike.
That hits deeper. Like that's really so I got 1 hit, 1 run, no error.
A little spin move for Mick as he gets his 3rd out and 3rd strikeout. Or 2nd strikeout. 3rd strikeout.
Yeah, avoided. That could have been a couple runs there. They had a couple of guys on base, but Mick taking care of that.
Crisis averted, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good to see him thrive in times like that. So we are going to go down to Greta and Hallie once again for a weather report.
Right behind home plate, the concession stand, open for business.
Pretty soon.
No. There's no one that really likes it.
Season. I think that the team as a collective whole, like their group and their drive has really been the thing that's most important, especially coming off a Metro win. That was a big uniting factor for the team, and I think that's what's going to take them farthest is just their team like drive for this playoff season.
All right, thank you. Back to you.
And we're back with James Porter as the designated hitter. He's got a count of 2-1. And starting off with like a stare down. The Wilson pitcher looks intense out there.
That pitch got a little outside. Makes it 3 balls. James looking for either a hit or a walk here.
Yeah, it'd be more fun to hit it, but
No.
looks like a walk might be in his near future. And a walk for James Porter. Josh Dahl also is out there as the runner, the courtesy runner for Joe Angeli. Josh is a senior this year, a senior captain, and he will be attending the University of San Diego in the fall. Exciting stuff for him.
Second baseman number 7, Ethan Wilson.
So up next we got Ethan Wilson, the second baseman. Fun guy, might I say. Score's still 2-0, Jesuit leading, but we'll see if Ethan can crack this game open with 2 guys on base. There's a chance here. The double steal.
Yep, it was successful.
Yes, Josh Dahl reaches third base as James quickly sprints to second. It's a tough call like that because there's 2 guys. It has to be executed right for both guys to go, or else there's a greater chance of someone getting out. But they don't want to throw it away, knowing that it could be a missed catch, and then 2 guys could come home. Smart play for Jesuit.
Yeah, Jesuit has a good opportunity here to get some runs there. Have a man on third and a man on second with 0 outs so far. So got a few tries to get them home.
Yeah, tip by Ethan. Giving him 2 strikes right now. 0 balls. And 0 outs, so there's room for error right now. Just a light hit by Ethan. Oh, and a double play for Wilson is James Porter's a little late to get back on the bag. But he is not leaving. Okay. Yeah, good play. It was a quick scoop by the pitcher and then hit to first to get Wilson out, and then again James, who was just a little slow to decide where he wanted to be. I think he intended for Josh Dahl to run home or something, but it was a little too close to the plate for them to get that run. There would have been a double play there, so we'd rather keep the guy on third, as sad as it was that had to happen.
Here we have Cade Wisher up to bat. And there's a first strike there. 2 outs.
Yeah, when you know which side of the field is cheering, you know what the call was.
Yeah.
The Wilson team seems pretty happy about that.
Yeah, Wilson seems to be making up the right portion of the bleachers.
The visitors' end.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like I said, they're just down the road if you head east for a little more than a mile. you find Wilson High School, and clearly they have a lot of supporters coming out to see what their 32 seed can do.
Cade looking to hit Josh Dahl home.
Mm-hmm. Another ball by Tavares Timms, making the count 3-1. Comfortable for Cade. Still wants to see where this will go.
And here we
Oh,
have
and
a
that's-
full 3-2 count.
Yeah. A swing by Cade Wisher. So now it's a big decision for him. He's taking his time. He's a pretty patient hitter, so him and the pitcher both just looking at each other.
And there's a foul ball. Well, that's a big hit by oh, no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a fly ball just outside the infield to be caught by their center fielder.
Yeah, Jesuit was in position there to make some moves, but Cade's ball not having quite enough on it.
That was tough.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner was left on base. Score remains 2-0 Jesuits.
So one guy left on base, Josh Dahl, and score remains 2-0 Jesuit.
Hello, we're here with John Santiago, the JV head coach. We're going to ask him a couple of questions. First question is, what do you think of the core senior group this year?
I think the core senior group this year, led by Joe Angeli, Will Spitznago, and Keller McCarthy, they've done an excellent job of leading this team and having the team play well and get up for all the games that they have coming down the rest of the season.
And then how do you think this is going to play into the next year with the younger players?
This year we had a good group of sophomores and juniors on the JV team. They played well. There's a lot of holes that need to be filled next year, but I believe with Luke Spitznago and Mason Masterson and those type of players, Stanley Shoppy, I think we got a good group of players ready to come up and step up.
That's exciting for next season, too. Thank you, and back to you in the booth.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
With their first batter. Now we got the pitcher up again, Tavares Timms, against McAble once again.
You'll eat that today. makes it 50.
And a quick strikeout, leaving Jesuit with their second out.
Yeah, Mick's starting to clean up these Wilson hitters, not letting them get into any rhythm.
Yeah. Mick earlier this week was nationally recognized by the Major League Baseball for a league he's going to participate in over the summer. So that was pretty exciting to see.
Yeah, he's one of the premier players in the country.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a great future ahead of him. He's looking to play for OSU. He's verbally committed. Who are the defending World Series champions. So they got a great program over there in Corvallis, which is exciting to see for him.
Yeah, and he also gets to stay close to home.
Yeah, that'll be nice for his parents to be able to go to his games. It's not too far of a drive. Counts now 3-1. It just needs to close out this batter.
3-2 now.
And a clean hit to the shortstop, but a nice throw to Sean Murphy, leaving them with their third out, ending the top of the fourth. Score remains 2-0. Jesuit's still up.
Yeah, we've got a lot more baseball to be played, but Jesuit looking to keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah, do you think there's anything they could improve upon, or it's just been a good game for them?
They've been pretty good. Maybe a couple more things, or maybe, I don't know, cleaner contact at bat, because we're seeing a lot of foul balls. I mean, you can't help a lot of those, but mixed pitching unbelievably so far. So
Yeah, if they just have more complete swings, then that'll translate into more runs for them, I think. So we're actually going to go down to Greta and Hallie for a score report. Down to you guys.
Hey everyone, we're giving a score update. It's bottom of the fourth. Hallie, can you give us the update?
So the score is currently 2-0 Jesuit, and while this is a lower scoring game, I do think that this gives Jesuit a big lead just because we're shutting the other team out right now, which is a pretty hard thing to do. So hopefully we keep this up for the rest of the game. Back to you.
And up now we got Will Spitznagel, the shortstop with that great snag at the end of the top of the fourth. So it's good to see him back at it. Will is a senior and a captain, if we didn't mention before. So he's been a great leader to this team so far this year. Like we were saying, Sean, looking up to everyone on the field. Will's a big guy to look up to. Great character and phenomenal athlete, like we talked about earlier. It's a foul ball for him, giving him his first strike. Just outside, giving him his second ball.
There's a 2-1 count.
What do you think of this pitcher here? It's going into his
Oh, hold on a
fourth
second.
inning.
That hit looked like it could have been gone for a minute, but a little too much height on that. Dropping in for the out.
Yeah, the left fielder, Jordan Taft, with a great
the right fielder.
Great pop fly.
Number 6, Campbell.
Yeah, you saw he kind of, or you might have seen he kind of overcompensated for that shot, but had a run up and just got there in time to make that catch.
Yeah, the outfield is such a tough position because you got all this space, but you don't always know where to position yourself because it could land literally anywhere. They usually have pretty quick guys out there so that they can run to the ball because it travels fast. We got Campbell Brand up here, the right fielder, another quick one. Up at bat for his third time, I believe. This is his second time. This is his second time. And a bunt from Campbell turns into a foul, so gives him another strike, making his count 1 and 2.
Yeah, having to come back.
And a low swing by Campbell for his third strike. Walks off the field with a bit of aggression, but he had a good at-bat. So that brings up the center fielder, number 19, Keller McCarthy. First in the lineup for Crusaders, Keller has been a consistent hitter this year. He's very patient when he's up there. Which usually gives him a timely at-bat, but he's been an asset for sure.
Thank you. There's a 1-1 count.
Making it out 1 and 1, a bit controversial from the stands, but still got 3 and 2 more to go.
Yeah, this inning not as productive for the Crusaders as previous ones, but still a chance here to add some runs.
Crusaders already have 2 outs though, which is a little scary for them, considering this is only their third batter. Looks like Tamares is thrown off speed though. A lot of change-ups, which can be deceiving as a batter.
Yeah, he started off the game a little rough around the edges. Yeah, giving up a couple runs, but now he's kind of cleaning up his act. Pitching a lot better recently.
Oh, and
there's
a nice line drive by Keller.
Clean contact
Picked up by
there.
the center fielder, but not quite in time. He advances to first for a single. It's a good start for them. Or good way to be. Brings up Kevin Blair, the third baseman.
Yeah, one of Jesuit's best hitters.
Kevin Blair.
He's been good this season. It's nice to know that the Crusaders have another year with him.
There's a first ball there. That pitch very low, hitting the ground before it got to the catcher.
Yeah. There's a lot of kids out here today. I don't know if they're younger siblings or just aspiring baseball players, but it's nice to see them.
Yeah, crowding the fence, wanting to get some of the action.
Exactly. It's a great view for them, just up against the fence.
Yeah, and you get to see some of these great players out here in the first playoff game. All of them playing with a great deal of intensity, trying to get the dub out here.
Definitely. Now Keller kept this game alive, but with 3 balls, Kevin's just going to try to support that, and he gets his 4th ball to advance him to first base with a walk, which brings up Sean Murphy, number 12, the first baseman.
Yeah, Jesuit went from kind of a hopeless inning, 2 outs, no one on base, to now having a man on second, a man on first. Now looking to see if Sean Murphy can get something going here.
Yeah, Sean hit a lot of foul balls last inning, if you remember, and he had quite a long at bat, which resulted in a strikeout. But he definitely has the intensity to take swings, so that'll be beneficial right now as the Wilson team is kind of throwing off balls that are hard to detect, but just need to be hit.
Yeah, we'll see what Murphy can do here. Meeting with Coach Griff.
Number 12, Sean Murphy.
Now batting, first baseman number 12, Sean Murphy.
We could play Big Sean. Big Bad Sean. Big Veg. Big Sean. Stories told.
The low ball for Tamaris' first pitch against Sean Murphy.
Yeah, Tavares having a strong start to the inning, but kind of losing his grip here a little bit as it winds down.
We saw Kevin and Keller coming off the plate pretty far on that pitch, so they're just really ready to run home and score a run for their team. But the shortstop is watching Keller very closely. You can see him waiting for him to steal.
And there's a third out.
Yeah,
Now,
a hit by Sean, just down the first base line. Not quite enough to bring his teammates home. Leaving the score 2-0 once again at the top of the 5th. We're going down to Greta and Hallie once again for an interview. Down to you guys.
With Pepper. Hi, Pepper. We're going to ask you a couple questions. First question is, what's your favorite thing about baseball?
I like watching the pitcher.
The pitcher? All right, awesome.
And our second question for you is, we heard earlier you're a big basketball fan. Do you think the Blazers are going to win tonight?
Yeah.
All right, you heard it. Go Blazers. Back to you in the booth.
Thank you for that great interview, Greta and Hallie. And we're back with starting off quick with 1 strike by Mick Abel. We see it go down to Wilson at second base, but a nice throw to Sean Murphy to get the first out of the inning. Good way to start. The infielders have been very strong already in this game.
Yeah, the
No errors,
outfielders.
which is great. Great stat to have.
Yeah, the outfielders not getting in on a whole ton of action. All these hits, yeah, staying in the infield, but
Yeah,
infielders getting it done.
it's just the Wilson batters that have a little less length to their hits. And mixed pitches average around 90, so it's good to. That's another challenge to overcome when they're hitting.
Yeah, they're going up against, I believe, the best pitcher in the state right now.
Definitely a top recruit when he was being recruited.
Center fielder, number 1, Thomas Reynolds.
We have center fielder.
Number 1, Thomas Reynolds. Bringing it up. Bottom of the lineup for Wilson. They got 2 outs right now, so we'll see what they can do. Quick strike. Mick's throwing a lot of fastballs tonight, which is good to see because it's easier to follow, but
Yeah, Mick using all of that length to create the great deal of speed on those pitches. The lanky frame, perfect for
Being a star pitcher.
yeah.
And their very clean inning by Mick Abel.
No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody.
And he's right-handed, which can sometimes be a disadvantage, but he's clearly successful in it, giving in their 3rd out. So now, as you may hear some singing voices in the background, Jesuit honors the standing tradition of singing. And we will be doing that right now. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back. For it's root for the Saints. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. So I'm not sure how many people actually sung that, but many people standing. So it's great to see the support of classic baseball. I'm sure the visiting team loves that. So, and Joe Angeli, he kind of loses his walk-up song there, but
24, Joe Angeli.
he's ready. And from here, we can see number 9 warming up in the bullpen, and that is John Troush. So we may see Mick getting a relief pitcher pretty soon here. Maybe after the 5th inning is pretty typical for that. So those batters who are 3 up, 3 down may be his last. Joe starting off with 1 ball. Oh, and
Oh, that's a big hit there.
big hit by Joe Angeli. It's gonna roll to the fence. Wow. He's looking for a triple right now, and that kid can sprint. Great dive by Joe. That's the way to start the inning off.
Yeah, you see that little motorcycle celebration
Oh,
as he
yeah.
reached 3rd.
That's what a senior likes to see. And we hadn't mentioned it, but Joe Angeli will be attending High Point University in North Carolina next year. Not to play baseball, but hits like that make you think he should.
Exactly. Yeah, just what Jesuit needed here.
Great momentum going
Yeah.
going into this inning. Just widen the gap, hopefully.
Yeah, they've had a couple cold innings in a row, but hoping to
Now batting designated hitter, number 21,
get it to
James
start heating up here.
Just well said.
Thank you.
Throw that in the microwave.
There we go.
Up now we have James Porter, the designated hitter. He's a big hitter too when he does, so.
Oh, that pitch, not very accurate. Porter having to duck a little bit.
Yeah, not quite where it should be. We're getting good calls. We have 3 umpires joining us today, so A, the pressure is on, and B, too many cooks in the kitchen.
Good one, Hannah.
Thank you. James is 1-1 right now, so we'll see what kind of batter he is. If he waits on it. Pretty outside, so James waited on that one, making his count 2-1.
Yeah, you can see James looks pretty determined to get a hit off this pitcher.
Yeah, for sitting on the bench pretty much all game, just to hit every once in a while, you want to take advantage of the times you're up at bat. So I can see the fire in his eyes.
Now we have a full count, 3-2.
Crowd's looking antsy to see what he's going to do with this. Got his parents filming in the back.
Yep. Yeah, he always has the potential to crack a big one, get a homer.
He's definitely got the strength for it, and just proves how strong he is. He took that pitch in the back right there, which is an automatic walk for him.
Yeah, deciding
Ouch.
to take the hit rather than duck. I mean, either way it would have been a ball, but yeah, just
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's
casually.
coming so fast you don't really have time to decide that, but
yeah, casually just turns his back, takes the brunt of the force.
that's where the most muscle is.
Yeah.
So it's the best place to take it, but it's gonna hurt either way. It's a good thing it's far better option than the chest.
Yeah. And here we have Ethan Wilson.
Yeah, his bestie's up next.
Oh,
Got
that's a
Ethan with a
big hit. Let's see if the
high
outfielder
hit.
will get there in time. And he does.
Yeah, that looked like pretty. Oh, and we see Josh Stahl run home for that 3rd run. Good playmaking. It was that far out, so it was like a sacrifice fly, yes. It almost went to the fence line, though, so I'm sure he wishes it wasn't a sacrifice.
Either way, that gets another run for Jesuit, ending their cold streak.
Yeah, we see Jalen Heckelman coming in for James Porter to base run. And he will be attending Portland State University next year. Jalen is one of the 9 seniors who will be graduating. Which brings up Cade Wisher.
Yeah, we saw how crafty he can be as a base runner. Let's see if he can
Into
get something
bunter,
going
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
There's another bump by Cade.
Nice bunt by Cade, yeah. Little rough communication between the pitcher and third baseman, but they quickly got it to first, and
Yeah, those players almost stumbling into each other.
yeah, and that probably contributed to how Kate could run so quick. Jesuit's sitting pretty with two base runners and only one out, so that brings up Will Spitznagel, determined to hit something.
There's a fly ball.
Yeah, can of corn for the Wilson team. Jalen Heckelman safe as he runs to third. Gives Jesuit 2 outs, but it's a good way to advance for them.
Yeah,
Cade Wisher still stands on first base. Which brings up Connor Colas, who is potentially batting for Campbell Brandt, 9th in the lineup. He's number 14. Connor Colas is a junior this year, and his brother, Matt Colas, has been playing for UP, so
yeah, Connor, a member of the state championship basketball team this
yes.
winter.
Both him and Will Spitz were on that team, and coming off a pretty nice season, so they're probably looking for yet another medal around their neck in this year.
Yeah, Jesuit definitely
Baseball.
favored to get that title, but anything can happen in baseball. One off night.
Yeah,
can-
there's just so many teams that they haven't gotten a chance to see yet. So teams like teams like Sandy and South Medford would be interesting to meet later in the series. And our softball game is in the top of their 7th inning, score 5-5. So that's another tight game for the Crusaders. They're in their first round playoffs too tonight. We don't have a broadcast for that, but if you can run over, it could use some support. It's a tight game over there. And up pretty high for Connor Colas. Someone wants that, and dropped by the third baseman, that is.
Yeah,
He
that
ran
seemed-
pretty far for that.
Seemed like an easy catch, but
Big confidence booster for Connor Colas. That's really nice for him, I'm sure.
yeah,
Having not played or bat much this season.
had all the time in the world to get to first base, and ended up getting there.
And he's getting a base runner for him, which looks like Campbell Brandt, the person he was hitting for. So this is Connor Colas really did his part there, though it was a risky play.
And now we're back to the top of the batting order with
see someone back
Keller
on base.
McCarthy.
Yes. Keller, another sibling of a 2016 state title champion, looking just to match his brother's accomplishment. Nolan McCarthy is playing at Occidental College right now down in California, and he's having the time of his life. So I'm sure Keller wants a medal in his room too.
For sure. It's a foul ball.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely Campbell. And Campbell Brandt stealing second there. A good play by them.
Pitch runner, second base, Campbell Brandt.
Defensive indifference, not a stolen base.
Oh, that was a defensive indifference, actually. Sorry about that. I'm still learning.
We all are.
Kevin McCarthy's count is 2-2 right now with 2 outs, so the board's got a lot of 2s on it. So far, Jesuit has had 2 runs this inning. And though it's more than they've scored in any other inning, they probably want to bring home these 2 guys on base. It's definitely a turning point in the game.
Yeah, if you want anyone doing that, you want Keller McCarthy because he's got the experience. He knows what it takes. So we'll see what he can do here.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of gaps in there, outfield, particularly between the center fielder and the left fielder. So that'd be a perfect spot for him to hit it. Just above Campbell Brandt's head. He's got his feet lined up there, so we'll see where it takes him. And 4th ball, letting Keller walk to first, putting the ducks in the pond, and the base is loaded.
Exactly.
Looks like Tavares Timms is going to have a talk with his coach about a possible pitcher change.
Yeah, we
Well,
have.
it looks like great round of applause by the crowd. Definitely a lot of respect for that pitcher, especially since he looks like he'll be playing third base now. So for him to just keep it in the game is pretty great. He's a definite asset to the team. So that brings up Lucas Telles,
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Trojans.
who
27.
looks like he will be pitching for the remainder of the game for the Wilson Trojans. So we're going to bring it down to Greta and Hallie once again for another sideline report. Down to you.
Hi, this is Hallie DeVore with JCTV. We're here with Ted Ferguson. So we're wondering, what do you think is so special about this team?
Well, I'll tell you what's special about this team. It starts with Colin Griffin, the head coach, who was a Jesuit alumni himself, and there's a deep-rooted tradition at Jesuit. He went to school here. He played baseball here. He's now the head baseball coach here. He's got Jesuit alumni and the coaching staff with him. There are kids playing on this team whose dads went to school here. That makes this team special. There's 3 kids on this team who are juniors that played actually got varsity time as freshmen. And so they're connected to the team that won the state championship through playing with those guys and through brothers, siblings, those types of things. It's a very special team.
And then what's your connection to this program?
Well, I'm an alum. I was here in the 80s, played baseball, and I'm connected to the baseball program through the Jesuit Alumni Baseball Program. Yeah.
Perfect. And then, are you surprised this game is so close tonight?
No, not at all. Their pitcher, their number one pitcher, Tavares Timms, he is a fantastic pitcher, one of the best. Their record's about, they're 13 and 12 coming to this game. But if you look at when he pitches, about one every 3 games, they win when he pitches. So we knew going into this game that it was going to be a tough one, and he showed that. They just removed him, they replaced him, but he kept it as close as he could, but they haven't got any help from their bats.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Signing off.
And thank you for that, Greta and Holly. Liked how he talked about the tradition of the baseball team there. It's definitely prevalent in this team. And he's right about the 3 guys who are freshmen. That would be Mick Abel, James Porter, and Ethan Wilson. And I went to school with all those guys, and I know that they are dedicated to baseball. And they want it bad this season. And knowing there's so many seniors with so much talent, I think this will be an interesting playoffs for the Crusaders.
There's a big hit.
And a pretty deep outfield fly to end the inning. The bottom of the 5th.
1 error and 3 runners. They're left on base. The score now, Jesuit 4, Wilson 0.
Yeah, we see Mick Abel coming back out for another inning, so that's good. Even though John Trash has been warming up in the pitcher's dugout, yeah. And he's right about Tavares Timms. He's been having a great game. It's just their at-bats aren't helping, so
Yeah, Mick's
Wilson
been
is being
just
strong.
yeah, Mick's just been shutting all of them down.
Yeah, it's pitcher against pitcher this game, definitely.
Top of the order for the Trojans, the right fielder, number 12, Zach Lewis.
He also spoke about Coach Griffin, who is the head coach of the Jesuit Crusaders baseball team. He went to school here, and he spoke at our assembly actually today. Do you remember what he said, Wyatt?
I actually don't remember because I was the tennis team had to stay outside during the assembly.
Oh, you were in your moment, yeah.
Yeah, until they welcomed us.
Well, he said a few words about the baseball team, obviously, but then he went on to show that even though this was our 9th state title, the men's tennis team, and of the year, and he just said that it shouldn't degrade all the work that goes into it, and how there's so much talent in our school right now, even though it seems like a regular thing that we do.
Yeah, exactly.
The baseball team has only won 1 state title in all its years, which was in 2016. So the program has definitely picked up some speed in the last 5 years, but this seems like the perfect time to do it. Ranked number 1 in state, just won a Metro title, which has not happened in a while.
Yeah, they're upperclassmen heavy.
And just the great cohesiveness of this team. Like, even that, pitchers don't always like to do fielding, but he had a great snag there, right to Sean Murphy. They are focused right now. They're just trying to close this game out.
Yeah, their defense is in the zone here, not allowing anything.
Exactly. They can't allow anything because the second a game slips away from you, it's out. They're focused. Mick is really on his game tonight. Even though it looks like the guys are just standing there a lot of the time, they're all just ready to advance.
that ball.
Far left
Foul.
foul by the Wilson hitter. We see Connor Colas running to get it. That must be a fun job in the dugout,
Yep.
retrieving balls.
You can see the batter hit the ball, and it bounced up into his leg, causing him a little bit of pain, stretching that leg out.
Yeah, it hit him after he made contact with the ball, though, so it's not like an automatic walk, right?
It's not.
And just outside, giving him a full count. Pressure's on for Mick. We got one out and no one on base, and probably don't want anyone on base. Mick's just trying to finish this off. Clearly. A bit of a high ball, letting the Wilson batter advance and just walk over. We see Coach Griffin coming out. After that last walk, they probably just want to give Mick some relief. Allow another pitcher to come in for him. They're having a bit of a team meeting. They're all proud of Mick. They're giving him fist bumps. It was a good game. Crowd's really cheering him on. There's a lot of respect for Mick, like amongst his teammates and just the crowd. He's works really hard for the numbers he gets. So
Yeah, everyone knows what he's done and what he can do in the future.
yeah, baseball's his life. Like in 6th grade, he'd talk about Little League, and it was funny, but it's still. He loves the sport, and it's really great to see that he can continue it and is getting so much recognition for what he puts in. So that brings up the senior, John Troush. He will be hopefully closing out the game for the Crusaders if all goes well.
Yeah, and back to about Mick, you usually see a lot of these kids that play the same sport from a young age and are good at it. A lot of them burn out from, I don't know, whether it's playing it excessively, but it's nice to see someone like Mick keeping that same passion that he had in 4th grade up until now. And you see the future that he has in store, so.
Yeah, they've got Josh Dahl warming up right now. Or Joe Schwab. They've got Schwab warming up.
Yeah, so a bit of a word on John Troush. He is a senior. He's number 9, and he next year. So we're happy to see him continuing in his academics. And I believe from who just walked into the press box, Mr. Tom Arndorfer will be joining us, the president of Jesuit High School, as a guest announcer.
He's the closer.
He will be our closer and relief announcer for the game.
Thank you. Yeah.
Stepping to the plate, left fielder number 10, Jordan Taft.
Mr. Arndorfer, good to have you here.
Hannah, great to be at this game. Awesome day for baseball. What do you think so far?
It is. It's been a great game. We just had an interview with the father of a player, and they were saying how Tavares Timms is a great player, and we've been seeing that just how many runs we're getting, but it's not translating into runs for Wilson. So that's been their challenge this game. But
So I just came from the softball field.
yes, that was a close game last I heard.
Well, the Crusaders were up 5-2 going into the top of 7, and they gave up a 3-run home run. So last time I checked, it was 5-5, and I think they're in extra innings. So
Wow.
it's a little bit of a nail biter over there, Hannah.
Yeah, that'll be fun to hear about tomorrow. It's cool.
So what are the observations on the game? Sounds like Mick
Mick has been
pitched a beautiful game.
Pitched a beautiful game. It was fantastic. It's really great to start off round 1 playoffs with him, but we got John Troush out here now, and
Okay, Hannah, I've got
Just walked
a trivia question for you. You ready?
bring it on, yeah.
When was the last time the Jesuit Crusaders?
2016.
Did you guys already cover that? You guys are kidding me.
Both your sons were on that team.
Yeah, but
if
I
I'm
thought
not
I was
mistaken.
breaking this great trivia question. Let me get it out, but you have
It
the
is
right
playoff
answer.
season. Of
Okay,
course
you've
we've been
done-
over.
You've done your
That was their
homework.
one and only state title, though.
That's exactly right. So this is a good omen, right?
So looking for a repeat.
That's exactly right.
It's a similar team, like our friend was saying, that there are 3 guys on this team 3 juniors who were freshmen who played with most of the guys who were on that team
Yes.
their freshman year. So they've been good leaders this year.
So the Crusaders have 6
Showing what
hits.
they
Who's
need.
getting hits for the Crusaders? Who's hit the ball well? Do you recall?
Kevin Blair has been on base a few times.
Oh yeah.
And Joe Angeli had a nice hit that
Great.
rolled over to the fence.
Okay.
Cade Wisher was on base. That's 3.
Good.
Keller McCarthy.
Oh, I'm not. It's not a trivia question, but you're doing a
Okay.
great job. I was just asking for a little bit of a recap. So
Oh, yeah.
Basically, they've a lot of guys that contributed so far. Then.
A lot of guys, yeah.
Good. And it looks like Mick was pretty unhittable, giving up 1 hit, and
Yeah.
looks like 4 errors have been helpful to the Crusader cause, huh?
Yeah, the 1 hit was pretty early on, I think in the first inning, so.
Wow, we got great news. I'll let you.
Yeah, an
break
update
that.
for our softball team. Maddie Mayhew with a walk-off homer. It's the bottom of the 8th, and Jesuit just beat Canby 6-5, so they advanced to the second round
That's
of
great
their
news.
playoffs. Yes,
That's great news.
it's good to hear from
And
our
I'm sure,
softball
Hannah,
team.
you've talked to our audience about what's going on tonight at Cronin Field.
I have not yet. Why don't you fill them in?
Well, the absolutely fantastic Jesuit women in lacrosse will be playing a semifinal game.
Yes,
So
Yes,
I
they
think that
will.
starts at 7 o'clock if people are interested in more
at Jesuit.
Jesuit athletics
you
at
say?
Jesuit. Yep.
Okay, that's fun. Do you know who they're playing?
I do not know who they're playing.
Okay.
But they have junior superstar in your class, Ella Smith.
Ella Smith,
who's
yes.
always worth the price of admission to go see her dominate.
She will be going to Vanderbilt.
You got that right. She's terrific. She's one of the best players on the West Coast.
Yes.
So she's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, she definitely is.
Nice pitch there by John Troush. Looks like he hit the outside corner there with a little bit of a breaking pitch.
Leaving the count 1-1. We got Tavares Tim up at bat again. He's been a great contributor to Wilson. He's their player of the night because the second he was relieved of pitching, he just walked over to third base and started warming up for that position. So
Mr. Troush has placed
He's a
the
good
last
player.
2 pitches in right exactly where you want him. Let's see what he does on 1 and 2. He could throw one away just a little bit here and see if he could get away with something.
and a line drive to the picked up by the shortstop Will Spitznagel, tossed off to Ethan Wilson for their 3rd out.
And that's John Troush. We've seen him so many times come in, Hannah, and really control a game. He's given the ball in some pretty difficult situations through the years, and he's always come through for the Crusaders. So nice job of pitching after Mick dominated the first 5 innings for the Crusaders.
He's really doing his job, just carrying it out and maintaining their score.
Walk-off home run to win it for Jesuit. The final score 6-5 Jesuit over Canby.
So, Hannah, I assume you've talked to the crowd about games. If we can continue to progress, we'll have a home game here on Wednesday.
Yes, we'll play at home until the finals if
Yep.
we continue to win. And our competitor will either be Southridge or Barlow if we close this game out tonight.
And both of those opponents will be interesting. Southridge, because they come from the same conference, and Barlow, because their coaching staff used to coach with Coach Griffin here at Jesuit.
Did he?
Yes. So it could be an interesting game if they play either opponent.
That is. Barlow is higher seeded, being 16, so my money's on them.
You
but
like Barlow, huh?
yeah. It'd be nice to see Southridge again because we've seen the outcome of that before.
Yes. Scott Hunter is the coach of Barlow, the Barlow Bears. So he used to coach the JV team at Jesuit.
I like that, Barlow Bears.
So Coach Griffin knows him very well. So
yeah.
he knows what he likes to do, and that'd be an interesting matchup just strategically.
Coach Griffin's made some good calls here. He's keeping the dugout alive, and just he's been doing well with his team tonight.
Looks like the first batter is super soft, Sean Murphy, who really is probably one of the best hitters in the state at the sophomore level. Hannah,
He is a great hitter. Earlier, I believe it was like the second or third inning, he was at bat, and he took about like 10 pitchers or so because he kept getting foul balls. It ended in a strikeout, sadly, but he just doesn't give up, and he's got a lot of intensity when he comes at bat.
But that's kind of a lost art, right? Part of the job of a batter is to get pitches on the pitcher's arm. So fouling off a lot of pitches. Sometimes you can have an 8-hit at bat or a 9-hit at bat with all those foul balls. You could end up striking out, but that's a quality at bat.
Yeah.
Even though it's an out,
Exactly.
that's fine.
He's wearing them out, so he's racking up the numbers for him. The count's 2-0 already, so.
So here's where a batter like Sean, one of the best young hitters in the state, his eyeballs are going to be big. He wants something right down the middle. The pitcher probably has to come to him.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
like
and there
that.
it is.
Yep.
Oh, just down the first baseline, picked up by.
Just rolled over. He just missed it. A little bit out front.
But a good solid hit. We'll get more of those from him in his time here, I'm sure. Joe Angeli had a great hit last inning or 2 innings ago that went all the way to the fence line, and he got a triple actually. So he's having a good game.
In the parlance of baseball, Hannah, he is a hitting fool. So Joe Angeli can just put the ball in play.
Can you explain that, hitting fool?
That's a compliment. That's
Okay.
a big-time compliment. He puts the ball in play. One of the things I like is he goes to the opposite field a lot. And the right fielder is actually playing pretty shallow.
I noticed that, yeah.
I wouldn't mind watching him put the ball in play the right field. He would be.
Hit it over to Valley parking lot,
That
maybe.
would be nice. We'll take it.
My car's no longer there, so.
And he's 3 for 3 today, Hannah. He's been fantastic. It's not often you go 4 for 4. Let's see if Mr. Angeli can pull that off.
He has one of the best, if not the best, batting average on the team. So this game is really proving that. Right.
More evidence that he's a hitting fool.
Yes. Still a hitting fool. Straight up. Goes.
Yeah, just a little bit under it. Fly ball to pop up to the first baseman.
Yeah.
3 for 4 today, though. That's impressive. And catching Mick, he gets a workout behind the plate. So nice job by Joe today.
Yeah. Now we got James Porter, the designated hitter for the pitcher, coming out bat.
Number 21, James Porter.
He got hit in the back last time he was up.
Did he?
Yeah, it was a full count, and then he turned to it.
He's walked twice and he got hit by a pitch. So, from an on-base percentage, that's exactly what we want.
Yeah.
He is one of the most feared hitters in the state of Oregon. He can just light it up.
He is.
It sounds like he hasn't had a whole lot of pitches to swing at yet today.
He's had quite a few home runs in his time at Jesuit already. Like we said, he started freshman year, though, so.
He's had a torn labrum all year. Otherwise, we would have seen him pitching quite a bit. Not only one of the best hitters, but also one of the best pitchers. He's a closer who is just really intimidating. I think
Yeah.
the
Pitching and first base seem to be his strong suits when he is in for defense.
they can get it done. Let's see if they give him something to hit here, Anna.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely a lot of power behind James. He always goes with the intention of hitting it far beyond the outfielders.
He's a big man.
He is. Linebacker, big football player too.
He's got bad intentions when he comes to the plate, doesn't he, Hannah? And on the football field.
Yeah. It counts 2-2 right now.
Crowd from Wilson thought he caught the outside corner, but I can tell you that was beyond the chalk line there. So good eye by James at 2-2. Takes a little discipline to take a pitch like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Hannah, will he get on base for a fourth straight time here on 3-2? What's your prediction here?
Yes. I have a lot of faith in James Porter.
I don't think this pitcher wants to groove one right down the middle. That may not come out with good results.
Mm-hmm. I think he'll touch a base.
Boy, that was a really disciplined at bat by James. The last two pitches were
Those are
definitely
close calls.
nibbling on the outside. He's a really disciplined.
He's an expert, though.
Yeah,
He
no doubt.
knows. He knows what is and what isn't. He never makes the mistake.
Second baseman, number 7, Ethan Wilson.
Which brings up Ethan Wilson, their second baseman. He's been 0 for 2 tonight.
Ground out sac fly today.
Mm-hmm.
Likely, if Jesuit is fortunate to advance here, Hannah, my guess is he'll be starting on Wednesday against either Barlow or Southridge. Fantastic junior second baseman starting pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best hitters on the team as well.
Yeah, here's hoping. He's got a good arm, like most of the players on this team. But he's been a good pitcher this season.
He got beat on a breaking pitch there. It'll be interesting to see if they come back to it on 1-1. Ethan was way out in front. Let's see if he can time this one right. Let's see if he gets another one like that. Two and one. Now he's back in control. My guess is he's going to have really big eyes here. He's looking for something grooved down the middle.
Just missed it.
Just missed it. When you see those foul balls straight backhand, it generally means he was on the baseball and just was a little bit underneath.
Yeah.
Catcher setting up outside.
Oh, and a bounce.
Wild
Letting
pitch.
James.
Yeah, James lumbers down to second. Now we're in scoring position. Another good at bat.
Defensive indifference. That is wild pitch. Never mind.
And Hannah, we were talking about, using a lot of pitches. The batters really, Coach Griffin likes to see people really use up a lot of pitches. It's the second full count. Last two batters. Good sign for the Crusaders. Very disciplined up at the plate.
Yeah. It's a great strategy to just wear out the runners. And that gives Wilson their third out, leaving the score at the bottom of the end of the sixth inning, 4-0. Jesuits up.
No errors, 1 run was left on base. Score remains 4-0 Jesuits.
And it looks like we have a pitching change. This is typical of Coach Griffin to
We got a
mix things up.
closer, yeah.
Yep.
It's Joe Schwab by his face.
Joe Schwab, junior lefty, been very effective. I like how Coach Griffin will mix up what the hitters see. Joe is a guy who's got a good fastball, good breaking pitch. Nice to bring in someone who puts people on their heels. They haven't seen a lefty, obviously, all day. And they're going to give them a slightly different look, which can take a little while to get used to.
This will be fun for them in the
Yeah.
7th inning. Here we got the Joes working together, which usually is very good. They have good chemistry, just the two of them. pitcher and catcher.
Now, Hannah, have we talked about the men's tennis team winning the state title this weekend?
Yes, and Wyatt Warrington was on that team, so I think I'll turn it over to him for this final inning.
Hey, Wyatt, welcome back, and tell us about the weekend of tennis. Jeff Wood and his team, he's a fantastic coach. Obviously, he's got great athletes like you. Tell us about Peter Murphy winning his third individual state championship in the team. I don't know how many it is in a row, but you guys have done a fantastic job. But tell us about the tennis season.
Yeah, we actually sent 4 doubles teams to state. We had 3 teams make it to the semifinals. We had a good young doubles team, 2 freshmen actually making it second round, losing to the eventual second place Lincoln team, but they played really well. Yeah, we had Jaden Diabrio, the junior, Tommy Colgren, senior. They ended up taking the doubles title over Lincoln. And we saw, yeah, like you said, Peter Murphy getting his 3rd straight singles title over really good, another junior from Sprague, Judson Blair, who's been nipping at Peter's heels for a while now. But Peter, again, 2nd year in a row, taking him out this time in the final. But, yeah.
How many, do you know how many players in the history of Oregon have won 3 state titles in a row individually, let alone 4?
I do not. I know there was a kid, Michael Quinn, graduated a couple years ago. He won 4 straight doubles titles.
Class of 17 for Jesuit. That's exactly right.
Yeah, and Peter looks like he has a good chance to make it 4 in a row. But, yeah, I haven't heard of I don't know. It's been a while, I think. I know on the girls' team, Erin Larner, a while ago. She won 4 straight singles titles for the girls, but
went on to play at Notre Dame, if I recall.
Yeah.
Northwestern, I'm being told. I
Yeah.
stand corrected.
Yeah, and yeah, her younger sister Virginia is on the team as well.
Tell us about, and we've got one out here. We had a ground out to second base, so this is the second hitter that Joe Schwab is facing here in the top of 7. 2 outs away from a Jesuit advancement to the next round. But tell us about Coach Wood's philosophy. How would you describe what it's like to be one of his student athletes on the team?
Well, tennis is technically an individual sport, but what he likes making it a team sport. Everyone's out there, just like you see in baseball. No matter who's playing, everyone's out there supporting. Whether it's the JV guys or the guys that just aren't playing at the moment. Good team atmosphere, going out, not taking anything for granted.
And we just saw a ground out, second out to Will Spitznagel, over to James Porter. So Joe Schwab, just a couple of pitches away here, hopefully, from capturing the game.
And there it is. Yeah, clean contact there, but Sean Murphy making the catch there at first base.
A nice job by Joe Schwab. He came in, and Wyatt probably threw 6 pitches or something. I mean, he got 2 ground balls, he got a line drive, and it's nice to see Jesuit getting a couple of pitchers in, get Mick out there in a really dominant game. They had John Troush come in the 6th, and then Joe Schwab in the 7th. So nice job by the Crusaders, scattering 6 hits. So the line is 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Crusaders. And Wilson's season's end was with no runs, 1 hit, and 4 errors, but a great season. And we pay tribute to the seniors on Wilson's team, who have obviously had a great 4-year career for them.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Wyatt, we've got a game on Wednesday, either Jesuit versus Southridge or Jesuit versus Barlow. Can we expect JCTV on Wednesday as well?
I think we'll definitely be hoping to broadcast that game. We'll see what we can do. Especially with Jesuit being the #1 team in the state right now, we need to keep broadcasting their games, making sure people are paying attention to these games.
One of the things I love, Wyatt, about Jesuit High School is in the state playoffs, whenever they have a home game and they're fortunate enough to win, they always pay tribute to the seniors of the other team. So we just announced the outgoing seniors for Wilson, which is a nice touch.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, a lot of them putting in a lot of work over these 4 years. making it on this varsity team. Yeah.
So Wyatt, it's been a privilege to be with you and Hannah, and we look forward to further coverage. Congratulations on the state title, and congrats to the Jesuit Crusaders for winning round 1 in baseball.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, this has been Wyatt Warrington alongside Mr. Arndorfer and Hannah Stream. This is JCTV signing off. Thank you.